we bought an ambulance yesterday, and before we move into it and start filling it up with our junk, I figured we'd give you a tour of what it looked like right when we got it. So like I said, I picked this thing up yesterday. We hung out in it, got to know it a little bit last night, and plan on going camping in it on Monday. So I figured we'll do a tour and show you just the way it was when we got it. Here she is on the outside. It's a 2005 Chevy Kodiak. It's got tons of outdoor storage. This one actually passes through to the inside, so we can put things right here, grab them from the inside of the vehicle. It's got a light in every compartment. Diamond plating on the inside, adjustable shelving. They've got this one adjusted at an angle. He said it's because they left like a tank or something. They didn't want to roll around up there. But they can be moved, they can be adjusted. Back of it. And we can't really check out this side so well because it's about as wide as my driveway is, and we got some bushes. I'll squeeze back here and show you what I can. This is a double door. This one's also passed through. The top two shelves, the way they have it set up right now, pass through to the inside of the vehicle, and then this bottom section does not. And it's got this slide out drawer here on the exterior. Double doors down here. And this is a great feature of this vehicle. It's got a power inverter right here, so when the vehicle is running, the electronics, you have household current, AC power, as well as the DC in the vehicle. It's also got shoreline power, so when you're parked you can plug it in, just a regular extension cord, and that charges your battery and powers your electronics. And the last storage container. This one's pretty sweet. It's all diamond plate, and that's because they used to have an oxygen tank in here. Driver's seats are in pretty nice condition. A ton of space up here, really. I know you can't really see a whole lot. It's got an Alpine CD player in it. It's got your control module here, where you can do all kinds of different things. You used to be able to control the sirens and the lights here, but you can also like turn on the exterior scene lights on the outside of the vehicle. You can turn up and down the brightness of the back lights, turn up and down the thermostat for the back. It's really cool. This vehicle has an air conditioning and a heating system for the back of it, but as far as I can tell, that only works while the vehicle is driving. And it's got a pass-through here, which is closed, but you can open it up and it latches in right there. Here's our main entry door. Open it up. Now, one thing that I've noticed that I don't necessarily like is that when you open that main entry door, the scene lights on this side automatically come on, and they're very bright and they draw a significant amount of power. So I'd like to figure out a way to make that optional, you know. Anyway, we've got the stairs in, diamond plate again. Close that door behind me. Yeah, it's really kind of hard to get a full view of what we got going on here, but I'll just pan around. First, let's check out the control module. Got a lot of buttons here, and the first one we're going to do is we're going to turn on the dome lights in here. It's got a lot of lighting, which this lighting you can turn up and down, so you can make it brighter. It actually goes quite bright in here. In addition to these dome lights, there's cot dome over the cot. and bench dome over the bench. But in addition to that, there's these fluorescent lights up here too. We've got the rear fluorescent, center fluorescent, and front fluorescent. So now that it's nice and lit up in here, I can show you around a little bit better. Standing back by the front door where we came in again, you see that we've got a bench with seating for 3 people. There's 3 seat belts there, which can be put on across your waist here, like this. Or it can also be put across this way. If you're in the laying down position, you can still be seat belted. Next to that, we've got our little trash can and where the sharps container went. Kind of handy to have a little trash right there. Up here looks like where they used to keep the disposable gloves, the latex gloves, which I'm sure we'll find a different use for that space. Opens like so. This is sliding cabinet here above the bench seat. Back doors have some nice handles on them. They have an air dump override switch and an unlabeled switch that I haven't figured out what it does yet. There's a nice glow-in-the-dark clock up here that doesn't work, and some speakers. Another nice 2-shelf with an adjustable shelf up here. And then down here is where we pass through to the outside of the vehicle. So if you notice, those doors there are the cargo doors that we opened when we looked at the outside. So anything that we have in these 2 compartments can be accessed from the inside or the outside, which is super convenient. Moving over here, we have got a small countertop with storage underneath it. We've got another slider up here with an adjustable shelf. And they have this disabled for most of the doors, but one neat thing about these is they can open slider or they lift up. Now, for most of them, they have it actually screwed closed, so that doesn't happen. It must have been annoying to them. There's little latches inside the front trim. I don't know if you can see that. To keep that shut or let it open that way. I'll probably use the sliding doors most of the time, I'd imagine. Little countertop here. Another little jump seat here with a seatbelt on it. And then this piece of countertop they refer to as the bar. It's got storage above. That's our module, control module. The bar with another slider down underneath. Ignore my wires and stuff. So yeah, and then the bar has its own light. You can see right here, bar light comes on. The oxygen obviously has been removed, but you can hear it still clicks the valve open. The vacuum is loud. And like I said, I don't think we have any use for that. There's a little stopwatch. That's kind of fun. You click that and it starts counting. So you can know exactly how long you've been watching the stop. And a little patient status, red, green. So that way you can let the driver know if there's an emergency. Here's where the vents come for the back heat and air. Nice captain seat here, which moves front and back and rotates when you hold levers underneath. And then over here we've got more storage. The top and the bottom pass through to the outside right next to the front door like I showed you before. And then this big nice drawer. Look at this beast of a drawer. This big old drawer is not accessible from outside. But boy, look at all the stuff it could hold. It's nice. There's a 12-volt DC plug inside of this storage space. Nice pass-through storage here as well. All right, behind the captain's seat, you can see the pass-through to the cabin, cockpit, whatever we want to call it. In this cabinet here, you have your electrical, which really is pretty impressive, everything that's going on in here. The nice thing is they gave me a key that tells me what each one of these positions, each one of these wires, what it goes to. So that'll be very helpful, because in previous projects, I had a bus, like an airport shuttle bus, and the wiring was just about this complicated, but I had no clue what any of it did. So it's really nice that I got a key and a manual along with this guy. It's got a little manual light inside there. And under here we have another big cabinet with adjustable shelves. Vent here, furnace. And then this is our cockpit door. So it can latch here if you're not using it, or you open it up and can close off the front of the vehicle. So that's pretty handy. It's pretty nice. Let's take a quick look around here. And that's our ambulance. So another cool feature of our Horton emergency vehicle control module here is that you can rotate through the display. So right now it's showing how much PSI on line 2. Tank 2 has so much PSI. Don't exactly know what that is yet. It shows the RPM of the engine. Right now it's 0, of course, because it's off. It shows how your battery's doing, how your power situation is. Right now we're looking at 13.3 volts and 13 amps. That is because I have it plugged in right now since we're not running. Shows the inside temperature is 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Definitely gotta go turn that air conditioner on. And the outside temperature is 77 right now. I'll go start it up, run some air conditioning, because it is sweaty in here. All right, let's fire her up. Oh wait, I don't know if I'm supposed to have the shoreline plugged in when I'm fired up or not. I assume it's smart enough to know, but I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it just in case. So you can use this to turn it on cool. Got my temperature setting right here. We'll set it at 70. And so yeah. Now the vehicle's running. The air conditioner's running. Let's go back and see if we can enjoy that air. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. It's nice and cold air just blowing out of this thing. I mean, it's pretty impressive how much cold air this thing puts out, like right away. Definitely a nice feature. I wish that it would work while we weren't running. Definitely have to figure out something for ventilation, because one thing to note is that none of the windows in the back of the vehicle open at all. And every time that I have the side door or the back doors open, the scene lights on the side come out, which, like I said, they're really bright, and also they use a lot of electricity, so you don't want those to come on every time that the door's open. So I'll have to figure that out. I bet there's a way I can get in there and set it. I don't know, I hope so. Another awesome thing is I can fully stand up in here. I'm about 5'11", just shy of 6 feet. And I you know, my head clears. Excuse the humidity, my hair is a little frizzy, but yeah, I fit. One downside is I don't fit under the grab bar, and even just in the first couple hours of spending time in here, I've knocked my head off of it a couple times, but I'm sure I'll get more used to that. But everywhere else in the vehicle, you know, I'm clear, so that's definitely pretty cool. The flooring is definitely interesting. I mean, you can see there's this groove in the flooring where they had the power lift attached, and this is a 12-volt wire that powered the power lift. Other than that, the floor is all right. I mean, it's this, you know, grippy diamond plate rubber material, and So it's hard to decide whether we are gonna cover that up with you know, some vinyl plank flooring or something, or just embrace it. There's some different anchors that are here from who knows what, and they might come in handy someday. I don't have the confidence yet to just start drilling into the floor of the vehicle, so maybe we'll use those anchors to attach something someday, who knows. We'll talk about another feature that I think is really cool. See this button that says privacy windows here? Definitely a neat feature. Not flawless, but pretty cool. Check it out. See the windows? All three of these windows in the back, pretty normal. Push this privacy window button and blam. Whites them out. You can still see a hint of what's going on out there, and if you're outside and you put your hands up to the windows, you can vaguely see what's going on. But it's nice. It's nice to know you have a little bit of privacy at the touch of a button, literally. Bam. Bam. So that's fun. It does have a roof vent. There's this roof vent in here. It's not the quietest, but it's an exhaust fan that goes right here. And it does move some air. You can definitely like feel air leaving the vehicle up here. So it sucks it up into the ceiling, and there's actually an exterior vent over here on the side of the car outside that you know, helps move air in. This one doesn't seem to have noise. I don't know if this is an intake maybe instead of an exhaust. They do open and close, but it seems like only this one has a working fan in it. It's got tons of power. There's outlets, both DC and AC, you know, in several different spots around the vehicle. It's got lots of lights, lots of storage, lots of room for, oh, we didn't even look under here. This is one of the latches that's broken. This little latch, oh, this little latch is broken. It doesn't hold that seat shut, but luckily there's gravity on planet Earth, so I can't see that being too much of a problem. Oh, it did latch that time, huh? Yeah, I guess it kind of works. But yeah, tons of storage under the seats. It's got these hangy deals up on the ceiling, as well as a grab bar and a couple grab bars. Padded pretty much everywhere you could knock your head. So that's pretty nice. The signage in here is kind of interesting. You can see here, no smoking, oxygen equipped. They have a warning about hearing protection. Over here we have a pediatric reference chart that shows you, you know, different dosages of different things you're supposed to give kids and whatnot. And then here is just a blank medical command form. I guess it's just for them to refer to as to what information they're supposed to give the hospital about the patient. Again, we have a siren warning over here, manual emergency bypass valve located behind the panel, prepared for pediatrics down here. Oh, see, this is really handy. It's got a PPE covered. This thing is Corona ready. So there's plenty of place to put your PPE. Anyway, it's got this little, you know, instructions for your whatever they call that thing, and over here too, so your stretcher or whatever. I don't know about these. I have mixed feelings. I don't know if we're going to remove them just because they're not necessary anymore, or if we leave them to kind of remember the vibe of the ambulance, you know. Biohazard next to the sharks, obviously. I'm not sure what this is. Some kind of color code for something medical. Oh, right by the door, I forgot to mention this too. Right by the door, we've got two buttons. We've got the privacy window button. I got another place over here, and then we've also got a floor timer. It says, which I believe this button will turn on all three of the fluorescent lights in the back. And I'm assuming the word timer means that they're on for a certain amount of time, and then will eventually shut off. I haven't been patient enough to test that out yet. I usually just push the button again and turn it off. But yeah, the thing seems to be in pretty good condition. I'm pretty satisfied with it so far. I mean, we've only had it for a day yet, but we spent some time inspecting when we were hanging out in here yesterday and really didn't find much wrong with it. There's a couple like latches that don't work, you know, little things, little dings, but really it seems to be in pretty good shape. You know, it's pretty much intact, and I think we got a pretty good deal. I mean, you can't even get a passenger van or a truck this age for the amount of money I spent on this ambulance, and those definitely wouldn't have all the features. They wouldn't have all the amenities. I mean, we've got tons of storage, tons of seating, room to just really move around and hang out. I mean, I'm sitting in the captain's chair right now, and I could comfortably have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more people just sitting hanging out back here. Got nice metal kick plate down here, as well as backsplash over at the bar area. Ton of lighting. This captain's chair is comfortable too. I mean, it's better than the chair in my living room, you know. It's great. You know, like a washable material, and anyway, super comfortable. But yeah, stick with us while we, you know, get the thing out on the road. Like I said, we're going camping on Monday, day after tomorrow. So in the next day or so, we're gonna load it up and go out and try and start to get a feel for the things that we want to change and the things that we want to keep. We're not planning on sleeping in here. I mean, we could. I bet the 5 of us probably could sleep in here if the weather got really bad or you know, something like that happened. But we're still planning on taking tents. But we've got room for them now. We've got exterior storage where we can just throw all the tents and the air mattresses and all the camping gear and stuff. So rather than the kids having to, you know, have stuff under their feet and on their laps and blocking their windows and stuff, I think it'll be really good. Things that we want to, you know, brainstorm on and add to it obviously include, you know, some kind of bathroom solution. It would be great to be able to, you know, use the toilet and wash your hands and take a shower, maybe even. Definitely probably going to be an outside solution for that. We'll see. Also, got to figure out, you know, either where we're going to put the coolers or, you know, some kind of refrigerator option. I know there's some good 12-volt refrigerators out there. I'm just not really sure about how long the batteries are going to last without it running. And obviously, with plans of going camping, we're going to be using it not running probably as much as we're using it running. So definitely want to figure out some ventilation, either a shoreline air conditioner or even just like an exhaust fan or something to keep air moving in here when it's not running. Also, yeah, like I said, some bathroom and cold storage, some cooking service. I'm also thinking outdoor. Not trying to squeeze a kitchen in here. It would be too messy and get too hot. stick with us. We look forward to taking you with us on our travels.